Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, YouTube, everywhere this clip is going to have a presence. So, welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. I am Monty Henderson, your host here at 412 Productions, and we are talking about orders up. Orders are up. We're getting orders left and right for a bunch of our new shirts that we've got going on. So, that's exciting. This one has been the popular favorite so far, the Joker, based off of my painting right here. Dun, dun, dun. So there you go. Got a new shirt in just yesterday, and it's going to be going to its forever home, to its forever person. Miss Laura is getting her shirt today. And then I just placed a whole new order for a bunch more of the Joker shirts. And I did a couple of other shirts so that we can go ahead and get those in house to get those seen by people. And this is the shirt that is going to Miss Laura today. Her Wonder Woman shirt, based off of my painting I did. And it is Miss Linda Carter. It looks killer. And just from showing this shirt to somebody else ordered some of these shirts as well. So you can get your own shirts. And we're going to run down the list of shirts that we do have available for your purchase now. We got the American Horror shirt right here, based off the 1930s Gothic painting, American Gothic. This is Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein with their castle behind them in the classic form there. Then we've got Mr. Chester Bennington, based off of my painting I did right here. This one is going to be ordered as well. I've got some people lined up for that one. The very first Joker painting that I did, besides this was number 2 actually. And this painting sold, but you can get the shirt or prints. Anything that I'm going to have shirts on, I'm going to have prints made up as well. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Last Ronin, my take on it, right there. Five Finger Death Punch with Ivan Moody, a painting I did for the girlfriend's mother for her birthday. He will be turned into a shirt. Then you've got Howard the Duck from the Marvel Universe, not the AI generated or CGI generated creature that you see now, the original version there of him in his angry form with his cigar, based a little off of Jack Kirby. Mr. Dexter himself, Dexter Morgan. I actually have one of these coming. Art the Clown from Terrifier, based off of my artwork yet again. All these are based off my artwork that I created. The Crow, Brandon Lee, plus an homage to James O'Barr over here, who I met, Mr. James O'Barr. And of course, you saw the Wonder Woman shirt already in person, real life, if you were just here and you saw it. There you go. I'll show it again here in a second. And then my Bad Habits Naughty Nun series right here. This one is cool. I'm going to be wearing one of those soon. But again, this is the Wonder Woman shirt that just came in yesterday. It's going to its forever home today. It looks killer. It looks stunning. And you can own one for yourself. All right. Again, I am Monty Anderson, your host here at 412 Productions, and we are talking about orders. I just placed a whole big order. And I'm about to place another one because more people saw the Wonder Woman shirt and wanted one. So not only am I working on orders for the shirts, I'm working on artwork for several different people. I got to break out some 8x10 canvases to get started on those as well. And get some paintings done up. And it's just been a great time around here. So don't forget to like, share, and follow here. And if you follow me, I usually follow back, unless you're a spam bot or something like that, or just rude. So, how are y'all doing out there? Well, hello, Sammy. Thanks for stopping by. You can order some shirts. But you go to bed. I understand. Some people can't hang. Roy would normally be here, but he wasn't feeling good yesterday. So he is not probably going to be here today. But Sammy, you should have been sticking around. You could have heard about some orders and all that good stuff. I mean, you might have heard some of that. I don't know. I don't know what you heard. I don't know how long you've been on. But no, thanks for stopping in. And good seeing you yet again. Okay, sounds good. I look forward to that message. Have a good night. Well, hello, Casey. Welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for all the likes and shares and all that good stuff. If you missed it, Casey, I was showing off the shirts. The new shirt just came in for Wonder Woman, right there. Looks killer for Linda Carter. It's going to its forever home today. I meet up with the person about 11 or correction 9:30 ish this morning. So there you go. That's going to be exciting to get that in their hands. And again, I got a big order coming in the next couple of weeks because it usually takes about 2 weeks for the shirts to come in from the company I order from. And so I just placed a big order on some more Joker shirts and then some other shirts in between. Now I've got to place another order because off of just viewing the Wonder Woman shirt, um, we ended up getting some more orders for that. So that's exciting in and of itself. So orders. Orders are happening left and right. Um, as money is available, you got to have some money to make orders, and so that means, as money is available, I'm setting aside X amount for new prints. Which again, if there's a T-shirt of it, there's probably going to be a canvas print and a 11 by 17 print. So you need coffee. Be right back. Now, do you have an espresso machine, a Keurig, or just a regular old Mr. Coffee? That's what we want to know, Casey. And are you going to spread some around to everybody that's watching with us right now? That, well, I don't drink coffee, so you don't have to get any from me. Instant coffee. All right, cool. Nothing wrong with some instant coffee. I think we've got some up in the cabinet too. Uh, but we've got like 3 different coffee makers for the girlfriend. That's how addicted she is to caffeine. No, she likes her coffee though. And I know a lot of people do too. My grandparents, my stepdad, my brother, all like their coffee. I can't stand the stuff. But, you know, to each their own on that end. We did pick up the girlfriend a used 3D printer yesterday off the marketplace. So it's a cute little thing. It's a tiny little longer. Hadn't heard of the brand until I saw their laser machines for laser engraving. So it was like, oh, I know who you are. But I didn't know that they had a 3D machines, 3D printers. It's another resin printer, and we got to get a new vat film because the one that came with it is pretty janked up. It's scratched up and messy. So it makes it hard for prints to shoot through with the UV light and stuff like that. So you'll have a lot of sticking prints is what happens. But no, I'm happy with all the orders coming through here lately. And, you know, I haven't got everything that I need to order for, uh, for 2026 season yet. And so that's my next steps is to start getting the orders in for those. And you got to. figure out, you know, how many of each one to buy. Because do you just have one that's your display on the back wall? Or, welcome back, Casey. We were pining, waiting to see if you put cream and sugar in your coffee, or if it was just straight black. Because some people add all the extra stuff, the creams and the milks and all that stuff. Some people just drink it black. You know, it's all black, sir. Ah, that was my grandpa. He didn't mix anything into his either. It was straight black. And that man could put away, like 6 pots of coffee in a day. Because one pot would be in the thermos when we went out fishing, and then one pot would be drank while we were eating breakfast. And then whenever we got back from fishing, if there wasn't anything left in his thermos, there would already be another pot because Grandma drank coffee too. And not me. But no, there are people that like to put all the cream and sugars in there, and the hazelnut flavors and the pumpkin spice flavors, especially now that the fall's right around the corner. Halloween's coming up, you know, all those goody good things. And yeah, no, he could put away some coffee on a regular basis. Well, my grandparents never did anything like that. They had their regular cups that they drank out of, uh, and it was always by his table next to his chair over by the TV. And Grandma had her spot for hers, and you know it's all that goody good stuff when it comes to coffee. Everybody likes their mix. I used to drink cappuccino back in the day, but that was as close to coffee as I could get, you and especially the Irish cream, you know. But no, I can't do just. No, I get it to cool it off in a saucer. No, I get that because I've seen that before. But no, they would drink it hot and black, and I just couldn't see how they did, it, especially in the summertime. I just didn't see how they could do it. You know, even at restaurants, I need black coffee, please, to go with my meal. And it's just like, well, all right. No, they tried to get me to drink it, just couldn't like, just like tea. I don't like the taste of tea. Tea is nasty. Has that funky flavor on the back end. It's just gross. And so many people love it. And my parents love their tea. They used to do the sweet tea on a regular basis, especially the sun tea. Set it out, and no, I just can't do it. It just tastes too funky. So that's why I stick to my fruit punch, my lemonade, water, and pretty soon it's going to be water, back to water, just because it's going to start our fasting routine yet again. You put on some winter weight, not doing much, and you want to get rid of it. So we're going to get back into our fasting routine. See if that helps us out. Got my face sliced up yesterday by my dog. She likes to punch with her feet, so she caught my lip. And you want to know how I got these scars? My freaking dog. That's who I got these scars. But yeah, she split my lip right open, right in the corner, and then caught me with another nail over here, and slashed my face open in 2 different places. It's fun. You laugh too big or something like that, and it rips it right back open. For now, it will heal. Time will heal all wounds, right? So, but no, she's a good dog. She's a rescue, but she's a pain in the ass too. On that token, so but yeah, but no orders, orders, orders. So I'm gonna be ordering up quite a few different things happening. Two different companies printing my stuff. You know, I got the canvas side printing that, and then I've got my place printing the regular prints as well. And so I've got to look at all of the stuff that I've got in shirt form because all of that is going to be um, much appreciated for the likes. I appreciate that. Please like, share, and follow if you haven't done so already. That helps us out. And if you haven't, go up here and oh, there's the like counter. I just found it, Casey. I found the like counter. It's right underneath my fucking name. As I'm pointing out, hey, you can go up here and go to my website and follow my other social medias on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you're here on TikTok. That's how it goes on my website. Directly underneath my alien logo, 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson. So, oh, I got to get my shirts. Then I got to get my canvas prints. Then I've got to get my 11 by 17 prints. So everything will be, oh, you want a t-shirt in that? Oh, you want a 11 by 17 in that? Oh, you want a canvas print in that? We got it. So that's how it's going to be. But again, it all takes money. It all takes time. And so, you know, I don't even know when I'm going to be ready for the 2026 season at this point in time. I'm taking care of some other things as well. But, you know, that's where all of the stuff like this, the any of the gifts that come in goes directly back into all of the production of the print side of everything. So all of my meta money, it goes directly back into um, making shirts or making prints or, you know, be it the canvas or the 11 by 17 print. So it's all just orders, orders, orders on a regular basis. And that goes with commissions as well. All the commission orders that come in, all that money goes right back into the business. Either or keeping the lights on or, you know, this, that, or the other. So but that's how a business is ran. It's just like I had if I had a brick and mortar store out there. Same difference. All the money in there would go back into something for the business, all the product or things of that nature. And so, you know, but it also goes into the utilities and the rent and all that stuff as well. So you're hoping you're making big sales on a regular basis because if you don't make those big sales, well, some months are pretty tight. And I want to talk about that. Um, Momo's is a Mediterranean style store here in the Fort Smith area. And great dude, great stuff out there. So I'm giving them a shout out. Probably going to end up going over there and doing a live video as well. Just because he's a good dude. Um, I think bad location, but he is in a spot that is a high traffic area. But if you don't know he's there, you don't know he's there. And so, you know, he's got a lot of cool stuff in there. I mean, things from different parts of the world. You know, yes, I'm at 1,000 likes, and I appreciate that. That is awesome. I'm watching the counter go up and up and up there because now I fucking found it, and now I know. Hey, there's my counter. Never knew that. Never knew it before. Hello out there, Lieutenant Dan. Yes, in Arkansas. It's in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and it's a great international restaurant. I mean, he does do some cooking in there too, uh, and some different cuisines. I'm not sure what all he actually has, but on occasion he has a some kind of a dish that he just cooked while he was there at at the shop. Kershaw, Old Timer, uh, any of those are good knives. Old Timer, like I said, great one. Kershaw's another good one. Um, bum, bum, bum. Who is this? Whiskey Ranch. They've got some good ones, like this little guy right here. this little pocket knife right here. You can also shave with it if you really wanted to. But this is a nice. This is by Whiskey Ranch. Comes in its own little sheath. You can either keep it in your pocket or you can put it on your belt loop. And the way it's designed with this belt loop right here, it actually rides straight across instead of up and down. So there you go. This little guy right here, or this little guy right here, either one. Damascus blade right there. For me, this is a pocket knife. If you carry anything smaller, that you know, what's the point, in my opinion. But those are the pocket knives I carry. Um, I've also got a few other ones as well, my skinners and things like that. And you can find little kits all over the place. And what is today? Today is Thursday, the 17th. All right. The point. Got it. Yes. Um, yes, we're up to 3.3 thousand likes, which is awesome. I love it. And I appreciate it out there. And Angel Maldonado, right? I appreciate the likes between you two, the battling likes. um, it's awesome. What did I act in? I've acted in a couple of different shows for a buddy of mine. He's a local producer. He started out with some short films, about 30 minutes apiece. Masquerade was my first one, by Jason Pitts, and it is on Tubi. It's on uh, Prime. It's on several other streaming channels as well. He has a trilogy, his Alone trilogy, basically, which is Masquerade, Alone, and what is the third one? I can't remember what the third movie is that he did. And then I was in another movie, playing a paramedic as well, because I played a paramedic with a line in this film. Uh, and so then I was in another movie as a paramedic, and of course you don't get to see my face in that one. The way they did a whole pan, but then the way they cut it and cropped it and all that stuff, you only get to see, like the waist down as I'm pushing the one of the main actors out of the way. Um, and I'm trying to remember what the name of that movie was. Because they're doing a screening of it right now. It's a feature length film. And then I was a voice actor in a Power Ranger fan fiction or fan film, with J.P. Smalls and his crew. I voiced the character Champ, which is one of the bad guys that goes up against the Power Rangers, and he doesn't make it past season 1, episode 1. So, you know, that is his demise. But so I've done some acting and I've done some voice acting, but my main thing is the artwork that I do. That's the main thing I focus on. If I get an acting gig, I get an acting gig. If I get a voice acting gig, I get a voice acting gig. It's not like I'm out there actively seeking those roles. Um, but it would be cool to do some horror films, with some of these producers and things like that. Um, be that iconic Michael Myers type or Jason Voorhees type, or those type of things. But I told my buddy that if he ever did a Freddy Krueger fan film, I definitely wanted to play Freddy Krueger for him. So there you go. But he's doing a lot of cool, great things right now. Excuse me on that. And his latest hit is Forest Through the Trees, which is out on Prime right now, and you can find that out there. I think it's a $2.99 rental. It's getting a lot of good reviews, especially for a a feature. This is one of his second or third feature length films that he's done, and that is pretty exciting. And but for him, especially here, does it pretty much local when it comes to filming. Um, Jumps over to Tennessee on occasion, and yes, I appreciate the likes. It is very awesome. We're up to 7,000, 7.2, 7.3, you know, thousand likes, which is awesome. And you, Angel, have become the number one likes on the stream today, which is exciting. I mean, because all the likes pushes us out there into the world as well when it comes to you know people finding this broadcast, because we try to do fun stuff here. We don't just talk about orders up, which is what today's title is about. But since I've been getting so many orders here and here lately, it's pretty awesome. And that's what we're talking about right now is, getting your orders in for stuff like this, you know, bum, 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 the Wonder Woman shirt, the Joker shirt that I'm wearing right now, which has been my number one seller, you know. Okay, whatever that means. And then all the other shirts that I've got readily available if you're interested in those. Um, if you didn't see them already, you can always go back and watch the beginning of the broadcast and go from there. And it's uh, it's all great that all these orders are moving in on a regular basis, and more people are doing that type of stuff. So I do have a YouTube channel, which is up in my profile. You can find my website there. And underneath my 412 Productions alien logo, the art of Monty Anderson, which you'll be able to recognize the iconic logo. Um, you will find my social medias, which starts with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and like I said, you're already here on TikTok. So you've got that there. And all of my broadcasts that I go from here go on YouTube and my other social medias as well, because I'm doing a recording to Facebook right now, which I did not go live over there, but I can. So, um, 20, 30 minutes into my show, and I didn't go live on Facebook, but I'm live now on Facebook. And then this clip that I'm recording up here, which you guys don't see, goes to directly to YouTube and Facebook, all of my pages there. So I've got a business page, I've got a personal page, and I've got the YouTube channel. So on Facebook, I've got my personal page and my business page for 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson, and then I've got my YouTube channel as well. So yes, the mirror option, correct way for us. Yes, yeah, no, I get that. I haven't. I'm trying to see if I've got. Where is that? But yes, everything is a little backwards because like my logo over here. So, but as far as I'm seeing, I'm trying to think here. Does that come across correctly? That looks right. That looks right out there. Yeah, I am. I'm looking down here because everything looks right up here on my screen. Um, no, yeah, I've got it on. So you're looking at me correctly. So we're looking at me correctly right here, right now, because everything is correct to me as I'm reading it as the Posca right there and Uni. So everything is correct, just like the job right there. Yeah, it's correct. So for me, everything's right because the mirror is on. So already, because I discovered that early on in my broadcast that everything was backwards. So, but it's backwards to you guys. but my mirror is on. So if I take that off, now I'm incorrect, I think. I don't know. Maybe. Is it right? Is it right to you guys now? Casey, please let me know. Okay. Okay. So, so the mirror was wrong. So there you go. Well, I mean, the shirt's not going to be too much different up there as you're looking at it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right. As long as we got that corrected. See, you're the first person, Casey, that has told me this. Everybody else is just letting it go on. So my boogie was on the wrong side every time. I'm sorry. I apologize. But cool. Um, but no, with all these new orders coming through, which is exciting, and all of these shirts that are getting seen by millions of people, and we're up to 12.7 thousand likes on the broadcast already, which is awesome. I appreciate you guys with all the likes out there, and it's just climbing and going up, just like our count of people. Sometimes we have an influx of close to 100 people watching at a regular basis. You know, yes, Angel, I appreciate you. And if you haven't followed me or shared this video, go ahead and do so, and I will follow you back later on once I get to the point where the video ends. But no, um, just getting all these orders in house is the exciting part because, again, that's what helps fund everything that we do here, especially these great broadcasts that we do. Some people say, they're boring. And that's why I only get so many views sometimes. I don't know what changed because I was getting upwards of 3,000 views on a day on a broadcast, but something changed somewhere. So I don't know if I got a little bit of a shadow ban going on or whatever, but which is fine, you know, because by the end of the week I get about 12,000 views on my live videos. So, in a week's time, that's not horrible, But some people get that in a broadcast, channel on a broadcast day. Now they do say do stuff like drop a story in your story or drop a story every day, one story a day. That's supposed to help your algorithm when they find you and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's true or not. They're changing stuff on a regular basis, just like they do on Facebook and all the other streaming platforms. You know, so I don't know what the reality of it all is, but we're up to 14.6 thousand likes, which is awesome. Much appreciated, you guys and gals, or guys and guys. I don't know. But I appreciate it because it does help things out a lot. And, you know, so is Army correct now? Instead of YMRA. So that's the bad part if that's been going on for that long. You know, the Army is wrong. Well, cool, cool. But I do appreciate it all. A little piece I'm working on right now, an amalgam piece right there for a buddy of mine between two characters from the God of War series, the Dreki and the Wolver. He wanted an amalgamation, and he had a vision for what it was, but he told me originally that he wanted me to come up with my own version, which I'm going to in the background. So this is not finished. This is just the the rough sketch of it right now, and it's coming along. It's overdue actually because I should have had this in the works a long time ago. But again, lots of stuff happening. I'm behind on a lot of stuff, and it's sad. I am thankful for you. Pictures on Thanksgiving. I don't even know what that means, but you're welcome. I did do 365 days of art work 1 year, and did an art piece a day in my little 4x6s, and I did do some Thanksgiving artwork then. But that's been about the only time I've done some Thanksgiving artwork. Yes, 100% damn crazy. Because we're up to close to 17,000 likes already, which is awesome. And if you got that little uh, click piece like Casey does, it would just do it automatic. I'm sure that might be what you've got out there, Angel, as well. I'm not sure. Hopefully, you're not sitting there clicking with your thumbs like you do a video game. So, but much appreciated, seriously, because we're over 17,000 likes at this point in time. And but now I'm loving again all these orders coming through. Now I've got to start making the orders come through for. Yes, it is a laughable moment. Now I've got to start making all these come through for um, the whole canvas prints, the 11 by 17 prints, and anything else that I want to create. Because I've also thought about doing cards. You know, your typical 3.5 by 5 cards. You know that you would see if you were to buy them at a store. You know those type things. This is for the Youngblood series from back in the day, from 1992, from Rob Liefeld, one of the most close to hated artists out there in the world. But he's been right on so many different things. It's not even funny. And so, a lot of people just didn't like his style because he would do the most mediocre hands. He would do the cover up of the feet, you know, and then his chest were so huge on the male characters that it wasn't even funny. I don't know if you remember his Captain America he did for Marvel, but the chest was so far out there, you know, as he's looking from the side, and it's just like, good God, this isn't Power Girl, you know, who has one of the biggest chests in the comic book realm. I'm just trying to see if they've got anything like that in here. But he always hid the feet, for the most part. You know, on a lot of his stuff with rubble or smoke or things of that nature. And so a lot of people dogged him for that. And then, like, whenever I first met him in '96, I believe it was, or '94. It was '94 or '96 when I went to Dallas Fantasy Fair. He wasn't supposed to be there for that, but he showed up, just popped up out of nowhere, and so the creative crew behind the convention had to find him a spot, and they set him next to Peter David. I think is where they sat him, and Peter David wasn't a fan, and neither was George Perez. You know, and I think both of those have passed on now. I know George Perez did from due to cancer, and then Peter David I think died here not too long ago, which sucks because he was a great writer of the Hulk and things of that nature. Well, this is a pretty prime example of his feet work right there. Very rudimentary on the feet. And that spear, that axe wouldn't be going that direction either with the way he's holding it. So that's some other things that people get on him for right there. We're now up to 20,000 likes. Much appreciated. Does lives. Um, he might do some lives periodically. I don't know if he does or not. But he got cast into the world of art, into Marvel, early on by his parents when they did the Wrangler commercial, you know. And unfortunately, a lot of these cards are very close up, so you're seeing mainly faces. And another prime example right here of feet behind something, so you don't have to draw the complete feet right there. But again, he wasn't that bad of a dude whenever I talked to him, you know. And good old Prophet. Prophet was my favorite character that he created, um, who started out in Youngblood, or yeah, in Youngblood, and got his own series later. I don't have any of those. I don't do the whole Yu-Gi-Oh or baseball cards. I do football cards. 90% Dallas Cowboy cards and a few other cards. You know, since it's all Dallas Cowboys here, nobody else. There are no other teams out there. So, but no, he wasn't that horrible of a dude. Because I talked to him a little bit here and there while I was getting some autographs from him on Prophet, the comic book. And, we did have to scramble because we didn't know he was going to be there, so nobody brought any of the stuff we had sitting at home. So we had to buy from some of the vendors there some Prophet stuff or Young Blood or, whatever he was working on. But again, he got started with his parents, especially his mother, pitching his art to Wrangler, and there was a whole commercial just based on his artwork. You know, him doing artwork at a young age, probably like 16, 17 years of age or something like that. And then he got noticed by Marvel with all that, and thanks to his mother, and the rest is history. You know, because after working at Marvel and some DC, then they broke off. Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Valentino, Silvestri, Eric Larson, Rob Liefeld. The list goes on and on of people that jumped ship from Marvel and DC and created their own entity called Image Comics. And then the rest is history. Now, jump forward ahead. Several years later, Jim Lee jumps ship from Image and goes to DC. Where Wildstorm gets reborn. Those type things. And yes, you are the number one liker on the broadcast, Angel, which is awesome. I do appreciate it. It's very awesome because we're at 23, almost 24,000. That we just hit 24,000 likes. So much appreciated to you guys. I mean, seriously, you and Casey are killing it on the likes over here. I know your thumbs are getting tired. Finish him! All I can see is Mortal Kombat right now. So, but yeah, um, on that same token, you know, several people have jumped back into the realm of going back to Marvel or DC since Image Comics. But in the early days with Rob Liefeld stuff, he got a bunch of cease and desist from Marvel for his character creations because of they were just too close to like Captain America or Wolverine or different characters like that. So he got several cease and desist orders. Um, like Captain Patriot was one of them that he did. It was almost an exact duplicate of Captain America, you know. And but Rob Liefeld has, in essence, kind of cut ties with Image Comics and jumped back into Marvel. Just like Jim Lee cut ties with Image and jumped into back into DC. And whenever Marvel cut Stan Lee went over to DC for a short bit and created X amount of characters over there. You know, not a lot of people knew that. So the face of Marvel Comics got cut from Marvel Comics. And but yeah, I mean things happen over time, and it's just like you're still gonna find a work. Especially a great mind like Stan Lee. Now his characters kind of sucked over on DC side. I'm not gonna lie, but it was an iconic thing because here is the face of Marvel, gets cut by Marvel, and then goes over to DC. You know, and so it's just like why would you even cut Stan Lee out of celebrity list, you know, of creators, because he's been the face of Marvel since the dawn of time, since they were a pulp magazine, you know, and he started out as a coffee boy, basically, until he started pitching some ideas, and people were like, "Oh shit, this guy knows what. This guy's got some great ideas," you know. And yeah, so he was basically in there just doing coffee and getting supplies for people while they were working on their pulp magazines back in the day. He's a great dude. Like I said, I met him in '97 at a convention, and my box was signed by him, plus a couple of other comics that unfortunately got sold off for a house I no longer live in, and a woman I'm no longer married to. Um, so, you know, it's uh, it's pretty cool to have those memories, you know. And again, at a time that you didn't have a camera phone to record everything or get pictures of documented proof, and you didn't need a certificate of authenticity back then, you know, and which everybody wants today, but all the artists now charge you for a certificate of authenticity, which makes no sense to me. You're buying my artwork, you're going to get the autograph for free, on the piece, and then I will throw in a certificate of authenticity, which is now basically my foil sticker that will go on all the artwork. You know, this sticker will go on all the artwork, all the prints, and things like that. And I even stick it on the backside of the canvas prints. You know, now will this tweak over time? Of course it will, because I'm looking at it and it's like, well, over here I can put a email address on there. Angel is going to sleep after bringing us 28,000 likes, which is much appreciated. I appreciate you. Go ahead and follow me, and I will follow you back, or I will find you off the broadcast because I will find you. Yes, I appreciate you being here. Hopefully, you show up at some of the other shows, and not just for the likes, but for the banter back and forth as well. Um, because that's the cool part. We're over 28,000 likes now, thanks to you. So I appreciate it. But like, share, and follow. That way, your friends can watch what you're watching, and they can have some fun as well. But I do appreciate you being here. We are a little bit different broadcast than what you see some of the other people out there doing, or hopefully we're a little different than some of the other ones out there. Just because we do talk comic books, we talk movies, we talk, real life stuff. Life happens, and Casey's got a lot of life stuff going on. He's a great dude, and and hire one Q. And so the whole aspect of it all is just to yes, an IQ, yes, yes. That's what I was trying to figure out. The one Q. I was like, what's the one Q? And then you got the IQ down there. It's like, I got you. I don't know if it's higher intelligence here or not, but we just like to have fun and talk about all kinds of stuff. I don't know everything about everything. I know a little about a lot, and which makes me dangerous. So, and I appreciate that, Casey. I mean, I really do, because yes, I've stopped and watched some live broadcasts before, and you know, on both sides of the fence, people that are musicians on here that have their broadcast channels. I've watched some just normal people talking about their whatever, uh, male, female, old, young. It's just like, and it's just like I just don't get the appeal to some of them, 100%, and no vulgarness. Correct. Yeah, and that's where a lot of people are getting their likes and their followers and stuff like that, is because, oh, you got TNA hanging out. No wonder you're getting all your likes. I saw one that was Um, a woman barely dressed on a treadmill, supposedly working out on this treadmill. You know, it's just like, I don't believe. Well, thank you, Case or Angel, for the 30,000 likes plus Casey in there, who's got his algorithm thing going on, his little click thing. So thank you both for getting us up to 30.7 thousand likes, which is awesome. That will definitely push this one, boom, over the top of a lot of creators out there, and just likes alone. But much appreciated. And so yeah, I know how a lot of people get their views, and it's just like, well, I guess I need a pin up back here, of some like Pamela Anderson in her Baywatch outfit, to get the people to view, or something like that. But then that would be like, well, that's too clothed for some of the people that would want to watch, you know. But it's just like, no, if you're not going to stick around to listen to about comic books or artwork or horror movies or sci-fi movies or thrillers or action, I don't do a whole lot of drama movies. Now I did watch Nona's just yesterday, or no, the day before yesterday. That was a pretty good little movie based on a true story in Staten Island, and that was pretty cool. Vince Vaughn was in it. A bunch of older actresses were in it as well. Um, but it was a pretty cool little story, about a restaurant that didn't think it was going to survive, you know. But it was one review that brought the whole thing together and brought it to life. And that's what happens. A one review can make or break something. 100%. And that's just like the Google reviews that people leave for businesses. They can make or break a business. Um, just like the Amazon reviews and any other review for like eBay or Mercari or things of that nature. It can make or break a person, a business. Um, and it's some of the stupidest things that you see on like Amazon, with some of their reviews. When the people are doing the 1 or 2 star reviews, it's just like they give you, like, say it's a Bluetooth speaker. They give you the dimensions of the speaker in the advertisement. Showing you all the stuff, in all the description, and they give you all the specs and all that good stuff. Tells you that the battery life could last up to 20 hours, depending on how it's used. If you set it on a concrete surface, they don't tell you this. It's going to drain the battery a lot faster, you know, which a lot of people will set it on a concrete surface, you know. So boom, your battery life is already cut short. Um, but but yeah, no, some of the reviews that I see, it's just like, are you even talking about the same product? You know, and it's just like, I don't understand. But it is what it is, and that's where you have to watch some of the stuff that you put out there when it comes to reviews and things like that. Now, if it's an honest 100% review, then okay, it's cool. Like there's a person on TikTok that gives nothing but honest reviews with stuff that she buys from the TikTok shop, and it's very awesome because she's brutal with it, and and it gives a true sense of what this piece is really like, which is awesome. That's the type of reviews you need, is the 100% honest reviews, and that's what I try to do with the Antarctic Press stuff, because all the stuff that I review for Antarctic Press, I don't like everything, and I will tell you that in my recording. So, you know, but on that same token, there's a lot that I do like because it appeals to me, and it's just like the Tomorrow Girl. Tomorrow Girl is taken off for Antarctic Press. I mean, they're even in post production of a potential series or a movie. They've got a teaser trailer out there, just a preliminary thing, and it's very cool. Uh, the actress that they've got for Tomorrow Girl is pretty much spot on to the character. And I appreciate it for the likes out there. I do appreciate it. We're up to 32.7 thousand likes already, which is awesome. And so everything is taken off for them. Even though they got hit by the Diamond Distribution going under, filing bankruptcy, and not getting any of their money that was owed them from that company after it was bought by another entity who decided to shut it down after they purchased it. Um, so now all of these comic books are having to be distributed by some other entity. Uh, Apparently, there's two or three other ones out there that distribute to comic book stores and things like that. I don't know how easy it was, you know, from the standpoint of how Diamond had things set up. So I'm hoping it's very similar for them, because eventually I'm going to be in that same boat, trying to find a distributor for my comic books, um, even if it is, in just limited stores for a while, you know. So, but hopefully, some of the names that I bring in on the covers will help the book sell, out there in the world. Um, but hopefully, the story alone draws the reader in as well, because we will be breaking the fourth dimension in the book, in the comic book, which has been done time and time again, but not very often. You know, Daredevil, or not Daredevil, Deadpool does it, especially in the show, in the movies, and he does it in the comic book as well. Um, but you don't see it very often when it comes to that breaking the fourth dimension, where the character in the book is speaking directly to you, just like we are here, like I speak directly to Casey. Now I can't call out people's names in the book because, I mean, well, I could just put a random name out there. Hey, you, Billy, watching, reading this book. As Billy's reading the book, he's like, "Holy shit, I'm in the book," you know, and but that could pertain to 7 million Billys out there in the world, you know. But it's all just going to be it's fun, you know. That's what comic books are supposed to be about. It's about having fun. Um, I mean, yes, your horror comics are fun for me, but they might not be for fun for somebody else, because oh my god, I can't sleep at night now, And I watched The Devil All the Time last night. Pretty interesting show. It came out in 2020. Has a lot of uh, big name actors in it. Uh, it was a pretty good movie, action thriller, different time, supposedly based off of a true story as well, in some sort of fashion or form or another. Um, Not 100% based off of, but pretty close. It was very very interesting. It had Tom Holland in it. Pattison was in it. Uh, the guy that just died from cancer, who played Doctor Doom, was in it. Uh, Sebastian Stan was in it. The Winter Soldier. A lot of big name actors in it, and it was a very interesting movie. I hadn't seen it before. The girlfriend said she'd seen it before, but you know, but since it is 5 years old, I'm sure she might have seen it before. But it was pretty interesting. A watch, 100%, and it recommended. It was a good movie. I would watch it again. I wouldn't watch it like five, six, 7 times, but I would watch it a second or third time, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Watching it the first time, how you do with movies, and then you go back and watch it again. It's like, I don't remember seeing this part, you know, or I don't remember that happening, or those type of things. But sometimes that's just your memory. But no. But all right, folks, I'm gonna get kicking it on some artwork over here. I do appreciate each and everybody stopping in, checking out the channel. Much appreciated for all the likes. We're up to 36,000 likes already, which is awesome. Um, and I'm literally glad you guys aren't using your thumbs or tapping like this on your phone. I'm glad you found that little algorithm that can do the likes for you. That's much appreciated because that does help. And now that I know where my counter is, which I got to switch now. Now that I know where my counter is right there, I can tell you exactly how many likes we're up to. Because I didn't know that's where it was. But now I do, and it's awesome. But all right, guys, I appreciate each and everybody. I'm going to get some more orders put in for some more shirts that are being purchased. And remember, the mirrors is off now, so that's done, and I won't have to do that again. I don't think I will check it, but yes, I will check that again whenever I go live on the 19th, which is Saturday. So, but like I say, you guys have a great day. Much appreciated for the likes, shares, and the follows, and going up. I got to switch now. Up here to my website. And Casey, you have a great day, and you stay safe out there, and go watch the sunrise when it happens. But as I like to say, as I leave you guys, we will catch you